Good morning to everyone present here today. We will present our topic, which is analysis and proposal of the impact in the internal curing of concrete with the use of fire clay in replacement of coarse aggregate. In this presentation, we will present the problem that we want to solve, the application that will be given, as well as its elaboration, the results, and the cost that it takes to do this. And finally, the impact that it will have in different ways. The members of the team are Florentino Araujo, José Carrasco, Lohana Vargas, Anyelo Lajo, María Fernanda Salhua, Sebastián Valencia, Rodrigo Melo, and Marco Fuentes. The problem arises on site because, at the time of carrying out the different concrete-based construction, it is generally superficially cured, or with the use of an admixture, and this curing is not the same as curing by immersion, the which is carried out in the laboratory to verify a correct mix design.
This curing difference the concrete used on welding and the one evaluated under controlled conditions in the laboratory will have different mechanical properties. In the saturated crushed baked clay in partial replacement of the coarse aggregate, we can perform a curing from and inside the concrete element concrete, and in this way we are able to provide water not only superficially but also from the inside. Characteristic then we use of cooked clay in the capacity to store water and this capacity is due to its porosity. We can also use other alternative materials with similar characteristics such as like aggregates, pumice stones, ceramic materials, and absorbent polymers, where its porosity stands out and therefore its ability to store water. Crushed spherical clay can be obtained in different ways. It can be obtained from demolished buildings waste, from clay crabs, and also from mechanized bricks, stamp rock, or where defective.
The fired clay material also stands out for its thermal and mechanical properties. In terms of thermal properties, it can be applied where thermal resistance is required with adequate cost and reduction in environmental impact. In addition, this material in conjunction with other materials can give resistance similar to concrete. Also keep in mind that replacing too much of the coarse aggregate with this material will reduce the tensile strength. The resistance to chlorides is inversely proportional to the content of crushed clay, due to the high porosity of the clay. Regarding the results of collecting information from three treatments. The first is curing by immersion, the second curing with additive, and ages of 7, 14, and 28 days. And the last treatment by replacing coarse aggregate with saturated crushed clay in percentages of 5%, 10%, and 20%. As can be seen, the internal curing through the use of saturated crushed clay is superior to 7 days. However, at 14 and 28 days, the curing by immersion is superior to all others, followed by the curing with replacement of 20%, 10%, and 5%. As can be seen, curing by immersion turns out to be the most beneficial because it gives us higher resistances. And what is sought on the welding is that the resistances on site are as close to those obtained in the laboratory. A very similar way to the results of the compressive strength, it can be observed that immersion curing is a curing that provides more water to concrete, followed by curing with partial replacement of the aggregate by crushed clay in 20%, 10%, and 5%. When using crushed cooked clay as a partial replacement material for coarse aggregate, there are variations in costs, resulting in a lower cost when using this material, due to its obtaining, either from demolished buildings, spotways, or crafts of clay, and also of bricks manufactured in a mechanized way that break or come out defective. The use of this type of concrete is also proposed, taking advantage of its thermal properties and its ability to store heat in social housing, because in summer seasons we will prevent the temperature inside the building from rising during the central hours of the day, due to the thermal inertia of this material in the walls, so we will achieve a stable and comfortable temperature inside. And in the winter, this material will accumulate heat in the hours of the sun and distribute it through the day. Taking into account the demolition waste that occurs in different countries, and since all this rubble piles up and accumulates over time, by using cooked clay replacement as a partial replacement for aggregate, we can reuse part of that material and contribute to the environment and reducing environmental problems. We are Lohana and Anyelo, We are ACA USM of Arequipa, Peru, and finally we say goodbye with the following phrase. The best thing about welding is making what you imagine come true. Thank you for all.